Hi, I'm Chef Bobby Trevino, the Executive Chef at the Garlands of Barrington, continuing care retirement community. And today we're going to cook a holiday dish for you. It's going to be amazing. So let's get ready. There's only one thing to do. Let's cook. So today we have a ribeye seared with the Marsala Butter Sauce. So we're going to cook the sauce right in the pan. We also have asparagus with sea salt. It's going to be awesome. And we have brown sugar molasses sweet potatoes. So let's get started with the sweet potatoes because those take the longest. So as you can see, I have 2 sweet potatoes already peeled. Now along the way we're going to show you a couple of tricks, so let's pay attention. Here we go. So I'm going to cut off the ends. I just like mine nice and square. Okay, so we'll do it to both sides. Always have a sharp knife. That's going to help you cut through this hard potato. So you say it rolls around, okay? What you want to do is put it on its side, and you want to cut a flat piece off. So now look at this. It doesn't wobble. That's what you want. Because it usually rolls around on the cutting board. And there you go. So now, you want medium dice. Right? So just flip this over. And go here. One more time. Flip it over again. One more time. Set that over there. Same thing with this. Cut that one in half. So now it's nice and stable. Just grab it, push down, flip it over again. Okay, so medium dice. I like medium dice because you can put it in your mouth. You get too large of a chunk, you can't fit it in there, right? So let's try it out. So sharp knife. See how easy this is? Nice and sharp. Okay. Start putting it in our bowl here. Now another trick is you can blanch the sweet potatoes, which means you can boil them probably for about 6 to 8 minutes. That will help the cooking time be a little faster. So we're going to cook these in the oven at 10 to 15 minutes at 400 degrees. So if you blanch it, you can cut that in half. That'd be probably 4 to 8 minutes in the oven. So nice medium dice. Okay, we're almost done here. More. Okay. Now let's make that brown sugar molasses. Pretty simple. We're going to turn this to probably medium high. We're going to melt the butter first. So let's put our 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of butter. You're going to let that melt first. Now not too high because you don't want to burn the butter. You want brown butter. You want it just to be nice. So as you can see, it's melting. Okay, the butter's starting to melt. So let's put the rest of our ingredients in. So, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. I like maple because it gives it a great flavor. Okay? Now molasses, 1 tablespoon. So this is kind of a sweet dish. If you want to do half of the recipe with the brown sugar, the molasses, you can do that. So we're just going to let that melt in there. We'll get that butter going. We turn it up. So you want to incorporate that. It's a simple recipe. Okay. Let's clean that off a little bit. There we go. Now grab your bowl. Now always remember, salt and pepper. Okay, so we're going to do that before. Here's your salts, pinch of pepper. So you're going to give it a quick whisk. Okay, check it out. Nice and incorporated. I'm just going to pour it right on. Set that right there. So now we're just going to give it a quick toss. Now this takes practice. If you want, you can use your spatula. Okay. Just get them nice and coated. Okay, grab your sheet pan. Okay, now you're just going to pour it right on your sheet pan. All your sauce, make sure you get all out. Put it on there. As you can see, they're nice and coated. Okay. So you're going to take your sheet pan, put it in the oven, 400 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes. So now the magic of television here. We're all done. Look how nice. Nice caramelized. Sugar's caramelized. They're cooked through. And we're going to use these later, so I'm going to set them over here. So let's get to that asparagus. So as you can see, I have some already blanched off, but I'm going to show you how to do this. As you can see, we have the rubber band still on there, right? Leave it on. Now, a lot of people like to break it like that, and that's fine too. I'll just cut it right there. Now, what do you say? What do you do with the asparagus? You save enough, you can make asparagus soup. Okay, so take it off, drop it in your boiling water. Grab your salt, always salt your water. Okay, so you're gonna boil that for about 4 to 6 minutes till it's al dente, which just means when you bite into it, it has a little crunch. I like my vegetables a little more crunchy, so I cook it a little less. So when you're done and you pull them out, run them under cold water, they should look just like this. Look how beautiful those are. All right, so let's get to the steak. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, so let's get our ribeyes in here. So 2 12-ounce ribeyes, very nice. You can ask your butcher to cut them if you need to. All right, let's fire this up. So you want to sear the steak. Reason being is when you sear it, you create a coating around it, which means it's a barrier. So all the juices and all the flavor of the steak stay inside. So we're going to do this about 400 degrees. Now on a regular stove, you want that pretty high, so you just want to sear it. And I'm going to cook it for 3 to 4 minutes aside. I like medium rare. If you like it medium well, medium, cook it a little longer. So let me get this going. Okay, so grab your olive oil, about a tablespoon. Now you don't want too much. You don't want it to sit in there. You just want it to coat the pan. Okay, we're going to let that heat up, and let's start the asparagus too while we're at it. So let's turn that on. So, same thing with the asparagus. Okay? 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to let that melt. So I like to use sea salt on the asparagus. It's a little chunkier and you get more flavor and bite out of it instead of kosher salt. And I can show you the difference here. So that's kosher salt. That's sea salt. See how big the crystals are? Got much punch in that flavor of those crystals. All right, so let's get our steaks ready. Make sure that's nice and hot. Okay, so steaks, simple seasoning, salt and pepper, that's all you need. So a little salt, and be generous. Okay, let's grab the pepper right over here, and we'll do both sides. Flip it over. Now another trick is, when you pull your steaks out of the fridge, bring them to room temp. That's going to help when you sear them. So you don't have cold going into really hot pan. You have warm going into hot pan to give you a better sear. So let's get those in there. And I'm just going to run, there you go. As you can see, you can hear it starting to sizzle. Let's put the other one in. Okay. Make sure that's super hot. So nice and hot. You see the olive oil starting to shimmer. That means it's ready to go. Okay, so asparagus, pretty simple. We're going to take our asparagus already blanched, we're going to throw it in the butter. Okay, so usually I take it out, put it in a dish that I can put a cover on it, keep it warm. But we're going to take our sea salt, and this is where this comes in. Nice, generous, couple of pinches, right? Let's get our pepper going here. Same thing. Okay. So just give it a toss. And let those warm up. Those take about 3 to 4 minutes. Now don't play with your steaks, just leave them there. You want to create, like I said, that coating around it. You're going to get a good sear on them. So a lot of this you can do beforehand. You can blanch the asparagus the day before. You can cut the potatoes, put them in water so they don't oxidize the day before. Steaks you can actually pre-season with the salt and pepper, wrap them up, put them in the fridge the day before. So there's a lot of things you can do to get yourself ready. So we're almost there. I'm just going to take a look. These are just about done. I'm going to shut those off. And so we're going to make a pan sauce. So it's a Marsala Butter Pan Sauce. So after I flip them over for another 3 to 4 minutes, the last minute I'll throw the Marsala, which is a 1/4 cup, and I'll throw the butter in there, creating our sauce. So what we're going to do is baste the steaks. And I'll show you exactly what that means. It's a really great technique. Let's take a peek. Okay, we've got some nice caramelization. Now I like a ribeye because it has lots of marbling. So we'll let that cook off. Like I said, your asparagus is done. Your sweet potatoes are done. You can put those in a dish with a lid, keep them nice and hot. Here's our butter, 2 tablespoons for our sauce. About a 1/4 cup of Marsala. So I'm going to put it on its side. I'm going to sear the sides and make sure those are good, creating that barrier around the steak. Just let those cook for about 2 minutes. I'm going to get a plate. We'll plate that up and I'll show you exactly how it looks. So don't be afraid of cooking. Pretty simple. You know, as long as you have your stuff prepped, everything cut, ready to go, it's a lot simpler. Here at the Garlands of Barrington, we cook all our food from scratch. There's nothing that comes out of a box. Steaks are actually pre-cut by us, so we do all the butchering. You know, fresh lasagna, chicken a la king. You name it, we can make it. Stir that. Alrighty, almost done here. Take a look. Okay, let me grab a plate and I'll be right back. Alright, so there's our plate. Now let's start that sauce. Okay, so we're going to just take some butter, put it right in. That'll begin to melt. 1/4 cup Marsala wine. So we're going to try and cook the alcohol out of this. That's what we're doing now. So it's really starting to bubble here. Smells great. Okay, so we talked about basting. What exactly is basting? So we're going to take a spoon. We're going to let this melt. So we're just going to take the juice and put it right over the steak. Right? So we got the juice from the steak. We got the sauce. This is going to give it some great flavor. Now the same sauce you can use later on. So when you put the steak on the plate and you'd like more sauce, you have your sauce right here in the pan. So I'm just going to baste it. So I just take it, pull it up, right over the steak. All right. There we go. Okay. So that's going to cook for a second. Let's get our plate. So, here's our beautiful potatoes, right? Look at how nice those are. Caramelized, sugar's caramelized. There we go. Let's see how our steaks are doing. There we go. I'm gonna flip them one time. Okay. So let me turn this around for you. Look at that steak. Beautiful. Okay, you should let these rest about a minute. So I'll throw it right on the plate for you. Right on top of my potatoes. Right, I'm going to take my asparagus, however many I want. Right, I'm just going to lay them right in front. So like I said, you want more sauce? All you have to do is get your little scoop of your spoon here. Go right across the top. And there you have it. From the Garlands, I'm the executive chef, Bobby Trevino. Holiday meal, easy. Look at the recipe. Have any questions? Let us know. Thanks.